guys, welcome to this week's episode. It's July already, can't believe it. We're starting to hang trail cameras, we're starting to hang stands. We're beginning our preparation for this upcoming whitetail season. Today's topic, we're going to be discussing creating quality cover for whitetail. As you can see behind me, this is the kind of cover we're talking about. So if you guys followed along earlier this season to our habitat series, it was towards the tail end of winter. We were coming in this area. We were doing some clear cuts and we were also doing some hinge cutting. And we were discussing getting rid of some invasives, opening the canopy by clearing some of the pole timber, and then also hinge cutting to create woody browse. Well, now we'll show you exactly what this looks like after all that work this winter. So guys, this is what happens when you clear some timber out of the way. You open the canopy to get sunlight down in here, and you also use other practices like hinge cutting, and you can even do the hack and squirt method. This is the kind of regeneration that you get. Last year when we did this, the pokeweed, a lot of our other native broadleafs, they got tall, but not near as tall as they did this year. This stuff's every bit of 8 to 10 feet tall this year. I can't even see over it. Really good, really thick. We're mowing out a trail right here for the deer to come from bedding out into this food plot. I'm definitely happy with the results. So guys, one thing to keep in mind when designing a farm, implementing food plots, creating travel routes, mowing trails, things like that, at the end of the day, you need to keep in mind the time of year that you're going to be hunting these areas, and what it's going to look like is drastically different than what it looks like right now. So I am extremely happy with the native growth we have in here, but what's going to happen after that first frost, if you're in the central part of the United States or you're in the northern half, is this stuff behind me is going to die off. The cover is going to go away, and the deer are going to be sucked further back into the timber. So we need to implement more than just one type of practice. I love this quality cover. It's going to be great October and even maybe early November. But then come late November, early December, a lot of this is going to be gone. I'm going to be relying on the woody browse from our hinge cuts as my cover. So by creating a layering system, food plot, mow your edge like we talked about on previous episodes to create that bird habitat. Then behind that, that's your native vegetation, your tall growth, all your native broadleafs and grasses. And then behind that, you'll have your hinge cuts with your woody browse. So guys, when focusing on a layering system, it's not only going to be beneficial for the deer during October, but it's going to roll on into late season. You're going to make your property more attractive throughout the whole fall and not just one time of the season. And you're going to increase your odds on harvesting a mature buck this season. So we're going to walk over here and show you guys what we mowed out and what we're doing now to enhance this bedding area, to enhance the cover a little ways deeper off this food plot. And this is the area that we're giving to the deer 100% of the time. We're not hanging any stands in here. We're leaving all this good cover, good regeneration, all to the deer. But what we are doing is we're mowing a trail here to create the path of least resistance, to encourage deer to come off these hillsides, to come out of this thick security cover out into our attractive food plot. But one problem that we're seeing now is this is great, but when you open the canopy and you create regeneration, you create good growth, eventually what happens is it becomes too thick. So now what we're dealt with is an area on the farm that has not been managed. I've never cut timber in here. I've never cleared out invasives. So what ended up happening to this area is it went from a highly attractive, highly used area for mature bucks and does to get away from predators, to get away from humans. And now it's so overgrown with honeysuckle and invasives like autumn olive that we can't even get a mower in here. It's just too thick back here. It's like a trap. You get in here, they get stuck. They definitely don't want to run in here when they're running from coyotes and things like that. So what we need to do today is we need to come in here. We need to clear out invasives. We'll use the chainsaw to cut honeysuckle, and then we'll bring the mower in and we'll mow a path all the way through this. We'll leave a lot of it. We won't come in here and clear it all out because I don't want to get rid of all the side cover. I don't want to get rid of all the woody browse or all the native plants, but I do need to make it to where they can get in and out of here. So we're going to have to come in here with the mower and chainsaw and get this cleared out. So keep in mind, guys, when doing these projects, once you've opened the canopy, once you've done practices like hinge cutting, you will have to maintain these areas. You can't just come in, cut it all, and let it go, or eventually what will happen is it'll get overgrown. That's the unfortunate reality that we're dealt with, is that invasives are here, they're not going anywhere, and it's going to take practices and it's going to take management to get this stuff taken care of. And it's going to create quality cover, it's going to create quality habitat, you're going to have good food, good cover for your white-tailed deer, and you're probably going to have larger bucks showing up on your property. If you're seeing big bucks every once in a while pass through, they're in the neighborhood, but if your farm's not overly attractive, why would they hang around there? Why are they going to use your farm if it's wide open, if it's just an oak flat? They'll show up in October, maybe early November chasing does, but other than that, they're not going to be using your property. So keep this in mind, guys. Creating quality cover is a lot of work, it's a lot of maintenance, but it is manageable. You can use a chainsaw, a mower, heck, you can even use a weed whacker if you don't have a brush mower. Make sure you guys get out there and start creating quality cover, start creating quality habitat for your white-tailed turkey and small game species. Thanks for tuning in on this week's episode. We'll see you guys soon.